Amazon have had a pretty miserable 2022 in terms of stock price performance, but that's along with many others as well. So at this level of price for the stock, is it good value, and is it now time to buy in? You know, this is a company you can never write off. They're into so many different things, so many fingers in so many pies, you can't count them out. So I'm going to have a look at the charts to see where that price could be heading next. So I've taken the price action back to 2015 on the weekly line chart just to show you what the price has been up to, and you can see at one point stock price over that period up nearly 1250%, but since then only now up 750%, which is still pretty decent if you're holding those shares. And we've got this two standard deviation linear regression bands to show us how it's performing within the trend, and we can see for a lot of the COVID time it was right at the top of those bands, and then it's started to pull down and then exit at the bottom end below. And I've also highlighted this yellow box here, which as you can see covers a lot of price action and a lot of volume here. So we could be seeing this sort of area as the support zone for a possible bounce up to that next big volume area around $160. So interesting chart here. We've got to watch out for this, like I say, this breakdown into this zone, and it could be then down into, you know, $100 to $80. But hopefully, looking at the history of the price action, we can get some sort of bounce from here, like I say, back towards those highs. And if you are bullish and looking for that reversal in the price, the 4-line break chart, very helpful and useful for that sort of thing. Then we've got a couple of numbers for you to think about, 118.5 and 122 as possible moves to the upside. And then if we then focus on the daily Heikin-Ashi chart, what's it telling us at the moment? Well, bearish signals there on the DMI, volatility falling quite heavily as well. Not a great sign if we want price action, down to 30% on volume, maybe just petering off a little bit. You can see that purple square there, that's earnings coming up end of October. And in terms of price action, we can see the 2 standard deviation regression band that I placed on my prior analysis broke and has actually held that lower zone there, and then consolidated in this sort of price range. And we got a sell signal in the 2-line pink box breakout set up at the moment, and maybe this sort of noise action around this 100 area is the key sort of support zone at the moment for Amazon. And then into the faster price action, we got the Renko chart, $1.5 block size. Trend is down in the shorter term, just starting maybe to turn itself around, and I'll put in some Fibonacci trend analysis to give us some potential up and downside targets. To the downside, we've got 103, 104 area, the early 80s, and then down to the late 60s. And to the upside, got to get through this zone here, 61.8% line, $135, then $155, and then into the late 180s for the T3 upside. So there you go, technical analysis. Where then could you buy Amazon if you are bullish, and what sort of trade ideas could you implement? So what if you wanted to buy some Amazon stock, where could you? Well, I've jumped into my brokers called Tiger Brokers, typed in Amazon in the top left hand corner, and it's pulled back the stock. It's readily available. Lots of other tools as well to help make your trading decisions. You've got analysis, financials, filings, news, and some quotes. But I would be looking in on the options, and because you're in Tiger Brokers, it would give you access to that market as well. So you click on the options, and I'd be thinking of more long term here to keep costs down. 116 days takes you through Christmas, which is the busy Amazon trading period. And what sort of strike would we be looking at? Well, I'd think at the money or slightly out of the money. And if we scroll on down through the very big list of option strikes we got available. You can see the delta down here. You know, if you're on for a real bet, maybe 30 delta option, it's going to cost you about 460, 470 at the moment, but maybe a more at the money around this sort of mark, the 51 delta, 47 delta, and it's going to be between sort of $9 and $10 an option. So some trade ideas for you to think about there. Like I said, I quite fancy the options, outright options calls on this one at the moment. So in terms of the score then, based off the technical analysis, I'm going to go for weak bearish at the moment. Slightly improving picture or slowing down of the bearishness, but still technical saying be careful about going long. And if you are wanting to go long, top right corner there, a couple of numbers for you to possibly get in at. In terms of targets, upside 2.75 and 5.67 to 1, downside 2.45 and 3.82 to 1. But overall, just based on the technicals, I'm going to go for weak bearish at the moment. I think though that there is a bit more to it than just the technical analysis. We've got to build in the fundamentals, the bigger economic picture, but that might suit Amazon, as it did in COVID. People maybe not wanting to travel as much, just want it home delivered cheaply and efficiently to save them costs elsewhere, might boost Amazon. And we're coming into the sale season and Christmas, so that could all be positive signs, but could also be very volatile for like earnings announcements in that period as well. So you have to be a little bit careful. And generally though, this is a stock, a company that's into, like I said in the intro, all sorts of things and activities, and they are very current. And with the price, that they've given back in the stock value over the last year, then I can only see them as a good bullish play. But the technical analysis showing weak bearish overall at the moment. So to me, it's about being patient and timing your way back into this one when the signals are right. So let me know in the comments below what you think of Amazon, where it's heading next, and if you've liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subs and bell buttons, and all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.